should be fine at 147. I think, I like him up at 160 or up towards that weight class, but I don't see a way he beats Ryan Garcia at 147.
The minority is people like us who understand boxing. We in the minority know this is not a good fight. This is a one-sided mismatch, and I think I will be shocked if Ryan doesn't knock him out in a one-sided fight.
But then you have Ryan, who I see him very focused. I see him determined and ready, and I hear he's looking great. He really wants this, so I think we're gonna see a hell of a fight. Maybe there's gonna be knockdowns with either guy, but this is really a fight of who really wants more.
Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn are on a collision course for one of boxing's most talked about matchups, and opinions are split across the sport. Boxing pros 59 Seconds have shared their predictions on who holds the edge. Former world champion Keith Thurman believes Garcia can defeat Conor Benn, but only if he remains fully focused and disciplined from start to finish.
Once again, you got to understand what I just said. Yeah. These fighters are not reestablishing themselves. They're taking the money, they're happy that they made a name, but they're not reestablishing themselves as real champions. It's up to Ryan to show up, to be a real champion and reestablish that name and not just live off the name that he previously has established. You see what I'm saying? Ryan has to take it serious. He has to want to be
Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn are on track to meet in one of the most highly anticipated fights in boxing, and opinions remain divided throughout the sport. Several boxing experts and former champions have weighed in with their predictions, each offering a different perspective on who will come out on top. Former world champion Keith Thurman believes Garcia has the skills to defeat Benn, but only if he stays fully focused, maintains his discipline, and follows his strategy from the opening bell to the final round.
We're hearing this fight with Ryan Garcia is imminent. Dana White at the press conference the weekend said it could be as soon as next week. What are your thoughts on that fight, both in terms of does it excite you, and secondly, what's your breakdown on it? Who do you think wins?
It doesn't excite me at all, really. It's none other than a big fight. It's a big commercial fight. Ryan Garcia's huge commercially, so is Conor Benn. Boxing ability-wise, I think Ryan Garcia probably knocks him out. Unless everything's all good and all that, but I think that Ryan Garcia is just a better boxer. He's quicker, he's sharper, he's got more experience in the game. I don't think Conor Benn has done well, has improved a hell of a lot. He's quick, he's stronger, he's bigger and stronger than Ryan Garcia. But going off that last performance, I don't think Garcia's got anything to worry about. I think Garcia probably knocks him out after that last performance.
Taylor also reflected on Ryan Garcia's underwhelming performance against Rolando Romero, suggesting that the weight cut may have played a major role. According to Taylor, Garcia's decision to return to a lighter division after competing at a higher weight could have negatively impacted his performance. While stopping short of making any direct accusations, he implied that changes in Garcia's physical condition may have affected his effectiveness in the ring. Taylor explained that shedding muscle and adapting to a lower weight class can diminish a fighter's power, endurance, and overall performance, making it much more difficult to compete at their best.
Any route for Conor in your mind? Because we saw Ryan have flat performances, the Rolando Romero fighting Conor, up until the move up to 160 and trying to come back down to welterweight when he fought Benn.
There is that. You've got to give them the benefit of the doubt. He's coming back down to 147. Well, it wasn't 147, 148 or 149, was it? Well, it was 150. It was it? Oh well. I thought it was maybe a little bit lighter than that, but
he might have weighed in at 149, but it was contracted at 150.
Right. Okay. So we weighed at 149. But then it goes another. It's coming down for 160, and after having all them. I don't know what to say, because I might get a court case on my ass. But hey, it is what it is. He's done it properly. He's not looked as good. But it might be a case of his body adjusting to being so heavy and taking off that muscle mass. It takes a bit of time to adjust to losing that weight again and getting your body used to it and being at that weight and performing and with the training load and all that at that weight. So it's maybe just a case of that. He's done it now. hopefully he's been in the gym. I don't know what he's like. Hopefully he's still staying in the gym and he's not put on too much weight. And he can probably get back down to 147 then after that. So it remains to
Tim
be seen.
Bradley believes Conor Benn still has work to do before he can be considered one of boxing's elite fighters. Looking back at Benn's recent outing against Regis Prograis, Bradley said the British contender appeared inexperienced at times and didn't display the level of refinement expected from a top-tier world-class boxer. In Bradley's view, the performance raised questions about whether Benn is truly ready to compete with the sport's best.
You know, you can look him up on BoxRec. He got 5 stars next to his damn name, like he's done something. You know, and he ain't done shit. You know, it's in the fight with Regis Prograis, you can see, you know, Regis was one of those guys that started late as well, but you can see the experience of Regis, you know, start to show through. Now, you know, Conor Benn and his team, you know, made the adjustment and went down to the body of Regis and started to slow down and kind of take the fight out of Regis. However, Regis was in the fight. You know, he was catching Conor Benn with some shit, you know, and it's just the inexperience and, you know, the low IQ of Conor Benn and not having enough experience to be at that.
Bradley pointed to Conor Benn's fight against Regis Prograis as evidence that the British contender still has room to grow before reaching the highest level of the sport. According to Bradley, Benn's experience and ring IQ were tested as the bout unfolded, while Prograis' timing, composure, and veteran instincts became increasingly evident in the later rounds. Although Benn and his corner made effective tactical adjustments, particularly by attacking the body to slow Prograis' momentum, Bradley felt those changes were not enough to fully seize control of the contest or establish clear dominance.
Because he had some pop, he had some pop. You know, ever since, you know, he stopped drinking that baby milk, whatever that was, he took fertility, whatever. They, you know, then they said it's something about some contaminated eggs or something like that, whatever the hell that is. You know, I mean, that makes sense now to me. You know why he's taking that. You know, they say, well, he didn't mean to take it and all this. Get the hell out of here with that. You know, he was suspended for some years, I believe. But you correct me if I'm wrong. But you know, it was mainly like because he don't believe in himself. You know, anytime he steps up in a fight, you know, the dude is scared. He's scared to death. You know, I'm pretty sure he was scared in this fight. You know, because not only did he have to come down in weight, you know, and cut muscle. Yeah, he had to cut through muscle.
Greg Hackett is backing Ryan Garcia to defeat Conor Benn, believing the American has several advantages that could prove decisive on fight night. In Hackett's view, Garcia's explosive hand speed, sharp timing, and accurate counterpunching would present constant challenges for Benn. He also believes Garcia's ring intelligence and experience against top-level opposition would help him dictate the pace, manage the distance, and take full advantage of Benn's aggressive approach.
They had the back and forth, like, I'm gonna knock you out, and Conor responds that Tank made you quit, Rolly and Luke Campbell dropped you. What you think of that fight if it happens now?
I think it's a great fight. But I think if Ryan go out there looking like anything like his last fight, I think he'll stop Conor Benn. I don't think Conor Benn is defensive enough. I like his intensity level, but his defense don't really handle defense. And Ryan's speed gives anybody problems. And then he can punch too. So I think Ryan stopped Conor Benn on some real. I think all the 47-pounders will stop him. I think Brian Norman Jr. would stop him. I think Devin Haney would stop him. Whoever at 47, I think they'll stop him.
Is it the weight? Because he looked good against you, man.
Yeah, I think it could be the weight, but also I think it's just his style. His style is not really that complicated. It's a simple style, and the things he do is simple. He jump in, jump out. You know what I mean? Jump in, jump out. It's like fighting a strong amateur. It's just like being in there with a strong
Eddie Hearn is convinced that a potential clash between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn would be a blockbuster event, with the United Kingdom expected to play a major role in its success. Hearn believes Garcia has built a strong international following that stretches well beyond the United States, making him a familiar and popular name among British boxing fans. While Benn already commands a loyal audience at home, Hearn argues that Garcia's worldwide fame, enormous social media reach, and crossover appeal would make the fight even bigger. He even claimed that Garcia's popularity in the UK surpasses Benn's recognition in the United States, emphasizing the American's global drawing power. In Hearn's view, the matchup would attract widespread attention from fans, television networks, and media outlets on both sides of the Atlantic, making it one of the year's most anticipated boxing events.
Ryan Garcia seems like it's going to be announced. What do you make of that fight? And is there any sort of thing going on in the background with yourselves and Conor Benn?
Yeah, there's still a lot of legal questions that need answering, and we'll deal with that appropriately. But in terms of that fight, I think it's a good fight. I don't think it's a big fight in America. I think it's a big fight in the UK. Obviously, Ryan's a big star in America. Conor's not. Ryan's a bigger star in the UK than Conor is in America, and Conor's a big star in the UK.
Eddie Hearn believes Conor Benn is still in the process of establishing himself among boxing's elite. He suggested that Benn is currently performing at a strong domestic level, but has yet to fully prove he belongs alongside the world's top champions. At the same time, Hearn emphasized that Benn has continued to improve with every fight, showing noticeable growth in his skills and overall development. In his view, there are still aspects of Benn's game that need refinement before he can consistently compete with the best in the division. However, Hearn pointed to Benn's steady progress in technique, conditioning, and ring IQ as signs that he is moving in the right direction. He also argued that critics should not judge Benn solely by the titles he has won, as the British contender is still gaining valuable experience against increasingly tougher opposition.
Do you know what? People have asked me that. I didn't really feel any emotion, if I'm honest. Look, I didn't want him to look that bad, honestly. I'm not watching him going, oh, I hope he looks terrible. I want him to look well. I was a bit frustrated watching because I think he can be much better than that. I also think that down at that weight, I think he's got it in his head that he can make 47 and he can and he can make 47. But I don't think he's the same fighter when he's making 47, personally. But listen, he's had it off. I mean, fuck me. People are criticising him. Oh, he couldn't win a British title. He's not the best fighter in Essex. Look at what he's done. I mean, I would like to say that how I got him in that position was one of the greatest bits of work by any promoter ever to grace the work. And by the way, he put the work in. I will always say Conor Benn works very hard, but me, on my tombstone, just right on the thing, I want to say, great guy, loving father, and what a job you did with Conor Benn.
Paulie Malignaggi dismissed the proposed Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn matchup as an unbalanced contest, arguing that Benn has yet to prove he belongs among boxing's elite. The former two-division world champion pointed to Benn's recent performance against Regis Prograis as evidence that the British contender still falls short of true world-class standards. According to Malignaggi, Benn focuses too much on showcasing his punching power instead of relying on smart, technical boxing, a flaw that could be exploited by more skilled opponents. Because of that, he strongly favors Garcia, predicting the WBC welterweight champion would score a knockout victory. In Malignaggi's opinion, Garcia's superior speed, technical ability, and experience give him a significant advantage, making him the clear favorite from the opening bell.
Popular, and I think that's why the fight gets made. Business is business, right? So you got two guys who are very popular. Conor is very popular in the UK. Ryan is popular in the US, but probably worldwide with his YouTuber audience, his streamer audience. So I do think that, fight makes sense from that perspective. I think you not make it, but as far as the kind of fight it's going to be a disappointment as a fight. I think it's a one-sided fight. I don't think Conor Benn is on that level. Call Ryan a YouTuber, call Ryan a streamer, call Ryan what you want. But when Ryan shows up focused, Ryan is still a world-class fighter, and that's for that reason he owns a world championship. For me, Conor Benn is a guy who's placed there out of popularity, and unless you do the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. route, where you rob half of the guys on his record and you rob them, this guy's never going to become a world champion, And I think that, this fight is popular for a lot of reasons, but ultimately, as a fighter, the people on the inside as a fighters, and we're in the minority. The people that actually understand boxing, the people that watch this fight, these two guys are so popular that majority of people are gonna bring, the majority of the people that get brought to a fight like this, brings their attention to a fight like this, are not boxing people, right? So they're just going to watch it out of the curiosity because both of these guys are so popular. And that's why
Chris Eubank Jr. believes Conor Benn has a real opportunity to upset Ryan Garcia, pointing to Benn's relentless pressure, punching power, and aggressive approach as key advantages. He feels Benn's non-stop style could make Garcia uncomfortable, especially since Garcia has struggled at times when opponents force a fast pace and refuse to give him space. However, Eubank Jr. cautioned that Benn must avoid making the same mistake he made in their first fight by burning too much energy early. Instead, he believes Benn should apply measured, disciplined pressure over the course of the fight rather than chasing an early finish. Although Eubank Jr. expects a closely contested battle, he ultimately backs Benn to come out on top. In his view, Benn's clearest path to victory is by knockout, as he does not believe Benn would earn a decision over Garcia if the fight goes the distance.
I got Conor Benn. I'm pulling for him.
Ooh,
I'm pulling for him. Yeah.
You got Conor. What do you think that Conor does that can neutralize Ryan, the twitchy, powerful
That intensity.
Ryan
Look how
Garcia?
Ryan, when he started, Mario was like, oh, Ryan came from the jump.
Right.
If Conor Benn doesn't throw himself and doesn't get too overexerted and use too much energy like that first Eubank fight, I think he could press him, bro. Ryan, look, when you press him, Ryan be like this. Ryan be turning away.
Ooh.
I don't know. I would love to see, you know, the the Benn dynasty do something to that Garcia family.
That's gonna be a heck of a fight, man. So you picking Conor? Are you picking him by KO? Or are you picking him by decision?
I think he has to knock him out.
Ooh.
Get that belt, campeón, vamos. You got the raza support. I promise you, Mexican Americans. Ya sé que yo no soy de México, pero hablo español muy bien. Y te apoyamos.
At the latest press conference for their September showdown, tensions between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn reached another level. Benn intensified the rivalry by taunting Garcia in Spanish, repeating a remark he had previously posted on social media. The comment, which challenged Garcia's Mexican heritage, immediately sparked a heated exchange between the two fighters before security stepped in to keep them apart. Benn continued to provoke Garcia by questioning his toughness and claiming he would break his will inside the ring. Garcia quickly responded with confidence, insisting the fight would not go the full 12 rounds and promising an explosive performance on fight night.
He's not good enough to beat me. You think my man's gonna beat me? You think I'm gonna let a guy from the UK come here and beat me and take my belt? He lost the fight. Listen, Ryan, calm down. You're having one of them little episodes. Calm down. I know you're getting all excited. I know you're getting all excited, but I'll come over there and smack them glasses straight off your face. You understand? I'll come over there and smack them glasses straight off your face. That's what I'll do. Sitting there. You won't do I promise you won't do one.
Former world champion Fernando Vargas criticized Conor Benn for what he considered disrespectful remarks aimed at Ryan Garcia, saying that while trash talk is a normal part of boxing, mutual respect should never be forgotten. Vargas felt Benn went too far by questioning Garcia's toughness and downplaying everything he has achieved ahead of their September clash. He argued that Garcia has already proven himself against top-level opponents and has earned the respect that comes with being a world-class fighter. Vargas also emphasized that the proper place to settle personal rivalries is inside the ring, not through personal insults at press conferences. Although he expects an exciting and emotional contest, Vargas warned that Benn's comments could motivate Garcia even more, making him an even greater threat when they finally meet on fight night.
Crazy and exciting happened today, the press conference. Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn. Conor Benn fluent in Espanol. Give us your reaction. What you think? The boys told me that you were tripping off of me.
Well, I'm telling you like this, you know what I mean? Like, for Conor Benn to really spend time trying to perfect talking Spanish the way he did, he's talking like a straight Mexican. He's talking to him like I talk Spanish, you know what I mean? So, you got to take your hat off to Conor Benn, you know what I mean? And he's getting into Ryan's head, and you know what I mean? I think it's gonna be a great fight.
What do you think happens with the matchup when these two get together? How do you think the fight looks?
I'm just gonna, I know both of them, and
how interesting of a fight, how exciting.
It's very interesting fight. It's a very interesting fight. Conor, can box, and we know that also, Ryan can box and use his legs and his boxing ability. So it's gonna be a chess match, you know what I mean? And I look forward
Ryan
to seeing
Garcia has made no secret of his confidence heading into a potential showdown with Conor Benn, predicting a decisive victory when the two finally share the ring. Garcia boldly stated that Benn will not make it to the final bell, forecasting a knockout in either the 6th or 7th round. The WBC welterweight champion believes his blazing hand speed, sharp timing, and trademark left hook will ultimately overwhelm Benn as the fight unfolds. Garcia's confident prediction came in the wake of Benn's win over Regis Prograis, a performance that many fans and boxing analysts felt left several questions unanswered despite the victory.
Kind of heated with Conor already. I just spoke with him.
He's a big attention seeker. He's even to the right of me right now. He's probably going to try to do something or something. I don't know. He's just a corny guy. I'm not too worried about him because in the ring, I already know my skills are that much better than him. He could do anything. He could push me. He could try to slap me. I'm just too quick for him, too clean for him. He's not going to beat me.
He just told me that he's going to make you quit during the fight.
That's great. What
are your thoughts on that?
Please, make me quit. Make me quit. Please try. Because every time you come in, bow, 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 bow. I'm like, damn, how many times am I going to hit you? Bow.
Bro, take it easy.
He's already ugly.
I don't want that smoke.
He's already ugly. He's about to get uglier. Trust.
You seem very fired up. What does he have to offer in terms of threatening you?
He just got a good mouth, man. That's good promotion. He's just a big yapper. That's it. That's what's going to be the best part about it.
Many boxing observers have raised concerns about Conor Benn's readiness to compete against Ryan Garcia at the highest level, largely because he has not fought consistently at the 147-pound welterweight limit in recent years. Since 2022, Benn has competed in fights above the division, including middleweight and catchweight contests, meaning he will need to make a significant adjustment for this championship matchup. Analysts believe the return to welterweight could present a major challenge, with some questioning whether the weight cut might impact his stamina, punching power, and overall effectiveness once the fight begins.
Let me come back to you in a second, Spence. Listen to Paulie Malignaggi had some things to say about the fight and Conor Benn. Listen to him.
Paulie, did you catch the Conor Benn fight? Did you catch the co-main event?
I did. You know what, guys? I'm done. I'm done with it. This guy's horrible. This guy's terrible. I don't mind watching Conor Benn. Like I don't mind him getting the fanfare. He's an okay fighter. Just don't start mentioning him at world-class level. Then you start crossing the line. Because he's not your Jake Paul either. So it's not like I'm throwing him all the way on the other side. I'm not doing that. I'm being a very honest person here. He's an okay fighter. Okay, but just don't start mentioning him with these world-class situations and world-class fighters. He talks about Shakur Stevenson and all this other stuff. His name belongs nowhere near those guys, okay? For the fanfare, okay, I get it. People start talking about him. He's got a lot of popularity, and I understand that's going to happen. But don't start mentioning him boxing-wise with these guys. All of a sudden, right away, we start seeing tweets and Instagrams about this Shakur Stevenson fight and everybody. Shakur Stevenson would beat him with one hand. I would beat him right now.
Conor Benn's recent performance has sparked fresh debate about where he truly ranks in the welterweight division. Many critics felt his showing fell short of expectations, with some describing it as underwhelming for a fighter aiming to compete at the highest level. As a result, several observers have viewed the performance as a warning sign heading into much tougher matchups against elite opposition.
For whatever reasons, is the #1 ranked challenger to Ryan Garcia's WBC title. All right, let's not litigate that right now. The WBC does incredibly crazy things with their rankings. I agree with you there. Before this fight, I talked to a lot of smart people in boxing that thought Conor Benn would beat Ryan Garcia, that thought Conor Benn's explosiveness would be too much for Ryan Garcia, who often leaves himself kind of in a tough defensive position when he steps back. He drops his guard, that chin hangs up in the air. After this fight, Sergio, I don't know how you can look at a Garcia-Conor Benn matchup and say that Ryan is the underdog. Ryan, who was on social media saying, bring that guy to me afterwards, has to be feeling confident if that's the fight that gets made at some point before the end of this year. All the welterweights out there were saying the exact same thing. Devin Haney is on social media. Shakur Stevenson, who is not a big puncher at 140 pounds, said he would be disappointed